Hello everyone, back to tuning in today's first video, do European outlook for today's first video. So it's on Thursday, we're having a look at the weather in detail, day by day, for the next week to 10 days for Europe. I shall get on that for you very short. Just say we've got a 10 to 14 day coming up later on. That will include all our regular features, so check that out later on. These European outlooks are on for USA outlooks on Wednesday. Are YouTube exclusive, so you will need to be subscribed to our channel to be able to see these videos. So subscribe and click the bell notification, and they'll be notified by YouTube when we release these videos every Thursday. Thank you so much for doing that. Right, let's get on with it then. Situation across Europe today. So we've got the area of high pressure brought all of the cold weather to Northern Europe earlier on in the month is still there, but it's a lot weaker than it was. It's sort of situated in the northeast of Europe now. Now, on the eastern side and the northern side of this high pressure, it's still very cold. Most parts of Europe have turned a lot milder as low pressure comes in from the Atlantic, and out to the northwest of UK and I've got quite deep areas of low pressure sort of rattling in, bringing spells of rain. We are also drawing up a very mild southerly wind up the west side of Europe. Here's how the upper air temperatures are looking today. So cold air is plunging from Russia into the far northeast and east of Europe, down towards the Black Sea. Otherwise, most parts of Europe are looking reasonably mild, especially so in the west and in the southwest of Europe and through Mediterranean as well. Precipitation-wise, a lot of dry weather. So from Scandinavia all the way down to the east side of Med, it's mostly dry. Out in the west, we've got some wet and windy weather pushing through the UK into France, also in towards low countries as well. We've got outbreaks of snow across southern parts of Norway. Most parts of the Mediterranean looking dry, though there are some showers across northern Spain and northern Portugal, and a few showers in the far southeast corner of the Med as well. Temperature-wise, it's very cold still in the far north and northeast, so it's on the eastern side of that area of high pressure, but it remains bitterly cold in this far east and northeastern part of Europe and up into the west of Russia as well. Most other parts of Europe, though, are looking quite mild, particularly through the Med, and again through around, through Spain and Portugal and up towards France as well. Quite mild for the UK and for Ireland too. Right, tomorrow, next area of low pressure is rattling in off the Atlantic. That's bringing another spell of wet and windy weather into west of Europe. It will be very mild, though. Winds will be in from the southwest. That ridge of high pressure in the east of Europe is sort of collapsing down towards the Black Sea. Now we're drawing up those milder southerly winds. Upper air temperatures are lifting up. In the far northeast of Europe, the upper air temperatures are beginning to lift up, but still bitterly cold for north parts of Scandinavia and into the far northwest of Russia. Otherwise, it's a pretty mild scene, especially through many southern and western parts of Europe. There'll be some snow across Scandinavia and down into towards the Baltic Sea and into northeastern parts of Europe there. A lot of dry weather again through the majority of Europe, however, but more wet and windy weather sweeping in towards Ireland and on into the UK and possibly into northwestern parts of France by the end of Friday afternoon. Temperature tomorrow will still be very cold in far north of Europe and down into the east and northeast as well. Out in the west is going to be pretty mild, and for most parts of Mediterranean again, it's looking very mild as you'd expect, of course, in the Med. That's Saturday, so again, southerly winds being drawn up on the east and on the west side of Europe, I should say. At the same time, high pressure over on the eastern side of Europe will keep things mainly dry and possibly quite cold. Upper air temperatures, again, looking pretty mild, especially from North Africa and Med up through Spain and into parts of France as well, pushing the plus 10 Celsius ice firm up there. At the same time, though, the far northeast of Europe will be remaining with both bitterly cold upper air temperatures. Plenty of dry weather to come on Saturday. Again, away from the west of Europe, where we'll have this band of wet and windy weather sweeping through Ireland, the UK, just as far west of France and down in towards northwest of Spain and through into Portugal as well. Comes some heavy rain pushing through into Portugal. Few snow showers, snow flurries, maybe some long spells of snow across Scandinavia, a little bit for far northeast Europe as well, but the majority of Europe again is looking mostly dry on Saturday. Temperature still bitterly cold in the northeast, otherwise pretty mild, especially so in these western parts of Europe. We are seeing the temperatures up into double digits quite widely across Western Europe. Right, that takes us through into Sunday, and we'll find that again we've got this ridge of high pressure over on the east side of Europe, drawing up mild southerly winds through many western and some central parts of Europe as well. Low pressure still out in the west and in the northwest. Chitter's very mild with the upper air temperature. Talking about a real push of very mild air from the north of Africa going all the way up through the central western parts of Europe. A little bit cooler out for Ireland and the UK, but will still be very mild, especially in eastern parts of England. Coldest weather again remains locked in over the extreme north of Scandinavia and into northwestern parts of Russia. Quite a lot of dry weather to come on Sunday, but there will be snow across parts of Scandinavia, outbreaks of rain down in towards the UK, and some heavy rain and thunderstorms potentially across Spain and Portugal. Otherwise, the emphasis is on dry weather again through most parts of Europe on Sunday. And temperature-wise, it remains bitterly cold in the extreme north and northeast of Europe. Otherwise, a lot of dry, otherwise a lot of mild weather. Again, especially through like Germany, the Low Countries, France, down into Spain, through the Central Wild Men, and into parts of East England as well. In those yellow colours there, that's taking the temperatures into the mid to potentially for some areas like central France, upper teens Celsius. Would not be surprised to see 18 or 19 degrees. Somewhere like Paris on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be exceptionally mild, really, for late February. That's Monday, so by then, high pressure through many central eastern parts of Europe again, bringing up very mild air from the south. It remains more unsettled with low pressure out towards the far northwest. Upper air temperatures looking really mild, aren't they? Away from the northwest of Russia and northern Scandinavia anyway. Most parts of Europe are bathed in very mild upper air temperatures. A lot of dry weather again with that ridge of high pressure. More heavy showers and thunderstorms through eastern parts of Spain, possibly just pushing up into southern parts of France. There'll be snow across northern Scandinavia, down into northwestern Russia. And the next batch of wind and rain is moving back in towards Ireland on Monday afternoon. Very mild again, away from this extreme northeastern corner of Europe where the bitterly cold air is being held at bay. Just generally very mild for most parts of Europe, especially in the west and the southwest. Germany, Belgium, Holland, Netherlands, down into France, really looking very, very mild through there. That's Tuesday. High pressure will be across central and eastern parts of Europe. On the northwest side of that ridge, we'll be drawing up a very mild, exceptionally mild potentially, southwesterly wind through Ireland, the UK, and that will be pushing on into Scandinavia as well. Look at those upper air temperatures for Tuesday, more reflective of like May than late February, really. Although the extreme northeast Europe remains bitterly cold, but those colder temperatures are receding further northwards with time. Most parts of Europe again just bathed in those very, very mild upper air temperatures on Tuesday. There'll be a lot of dry weather around as well. Some snow for western Russia. Plenty of dry weather until we come down to heavy showers and thunderstorms across North Africa and just into the southeastern corner of Spain. But again, you see the emphasis is on dry conditions. But outbreaks of rain, some of it heavy and persistent through Ireland, the UK. And that will turn readily to snow as it bumps into the cold air, of course, across southern parts of Norway. Temperatures on Tuesday remain bitterly cold in the very far northeast Europe, but most places are mild. Again, we're pushing up those yellow colours through much of central and particularly western Europe, so temperatures into at least the low to mid-teens, possibly some areas like central France, maybe the Low Countries going into the upper teens Celsius. It's incredible to think that Low Countries absolutely frozen up just last week, and next week we could be talking about exceptional mild. What February this has been. Very, very strange month. Then we go through to Wednesday. Again, high pressure is dominating across many southern, east and southeastern parts of Europe. That's drawing up those very mild southwesterly winds across the majority of Europe. Does remain more unsettled out in the north and in the northwest. Upper air temperatures looking exceptionally mild through most parts of Europe again on Wednesday. There'll be outbreaks of rain through Ireland, the UK, some of that possibly getting in towards northern and western parts of Spain and Portugal, maybe into west of France, turning to snow as it pushes further northwards in towards Scandinavia. Though I would think by Wednesday across southern parts of Norway and Sweden, that's more likely to be rain or sleet, really. The snow probably receding further northwards by Wednesday into sort of central and northern parts of Norway and Sweden. Turning more towards snow, I would have thought, across Finland and into the west of Russia. And then the majority of Europe again looks mostly dry on Wednesday. Temperature-wise, bitterly cold in the extreme north of Scandinavia and northwest of Russia. Most places look mild or very mild, especially so for these western and southwestern parts of Europe. Temperatures well above average again on Wednesday. Thursday, next week, we'll see the high pressure in the south and southeast Europe just begin to weaken a little bit. Some more showery conditions pushing through into these northern and western parts of Europe. Just going a little bit cooler in the far northwest of Europe. So begin to cool down a bit for the UK, begin to cool down for Ireland, and also for Norway as well, potentially. But the majority of Europe, again, will remain bathed in those very mild upper air temperatures on Thursday. And with that ridge of high pressure will be a lot of dry weather away from the north and west. Heavy rain, maybe thunderstorms for Portugal in particular, and possibly into northwestern parts of Spain. Some outbreaks of rain for France. Wet weather at times for Ireland and the UK, turning to snow as we push up in towards Norway. So that could be quite heavy and persistent. Snow also in the extreme northeast Europe and into the northwest of Russia. Again, a lot of dry weather around on Thursday with that big area of high pressure. Temperatures just beginning to cool down a little bit in the northwest. So you see we're losing yellow colours for Ireland and the UK. Just seeing the temperature falling back a little bit there. Not cold, but just falling back a little bit close to average, really. Going a bit colder across parts of Norway and Sweden as well. But majority of Europe, again, looking really mild with those temperatures well into teens Celsius. I'll just run you on to day 10. So that's Friday. It looks like we're gradually starting to build some higher pressure out in the northwest of Europe. And this GFS run, so midnight GFS run, did want to take high pressure up towards Scandinavia around or just beyond day 10. So by day 10, it's only 28th of February, actually we've got Scandinavian high bag. We'll begin to pull cold air from Russia back into northern parts of Europe again as low pressure and the jet stream is beginning to move south. That's setting us up some cold weather into early March. It's too early to say. So you've got to watch your space on that. We may start to turn things colder. Particularly, I would have thought for the more northern parts of Europe. They start to turn things a bit colder again as we get through into early March. But it's a long way off this, so let's wait and see. Right, that's your European outlook for this week. If you've enjoyed the video, please smash your like button. Drop a comment, let us know what you think, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Click the bell, and then you'll be notified when we release these videos every Thursday. We'll be back with a 10 to 14 dayer, including all our regular features later on this afternoon. For this video, though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.